section 4, we are talking about balancing our checking account. So we're going to calculate our present balance and we're going to reconcile a bank statement. Okay, so basically each month you receive an account statement. Okay, your bank may mail one to you, or you may even just have an email, or you can just go check it in an app. This is a summary of all of your transactions that occurred in that statement cycle. So usually you get a monthly statement. So at the end of each month, you'll get a statement of all your transactions. Okay, having these statements allows you to check for errors, so any mistakes, look for suspicious activity. So if you see a transaction that you didn't do, that's kind of a red flag. And also just to track your spending, like maybe, hey, I spent too much money on fast food last month. I should probably budget that a little bit better. Okay, so you take your bank statement and you compare it to your check register. So those check registers that we did in the last section, you're going to compare that to your statement. Now, if they have two different balances on them, then either your check register is incorrect, or more pressing is that either someone stole your debit card or someone used your account online or something like that. And then you have to go and reconcile it and see where the mistakes were. So this is our equation we're going to use for finding our present balance. Okay? Similar to what we were doing before, you're going to take the previous balance. You're going to add the deposit. You're going to subtract the withdrawals. Subtract any service fees. And then when you keep money in a bank, you get what's called interest. So for letting the bank store your money, they'll give you a percentage reward that's added to your account each month. It's usually not very much, but you get it nonetheless. Okay, so let's try an example. It says Mark has a previous balance of $315.62. During the statement cycle, he made $318 and $256 deposits. He wrote checks in the amounts of $17.56 and $268.79. The bank charged Mark a service fee of $7.50, but he earned 89 cents interest. Like I said, it's usually not very much. And we want to find his present balance. Okay, so we start with the previous balance, which is $315.62. All right, and then it said he made deposits of $318 and $256. So deposits are added to my checking account. And then it says he wrote checks in the amount of $17.56 and $268.79. So remember, when you write a check, that money comes out of your account. So I'm going to subtract both of those amounts from my checking account. Okay, and then we have a service fee, which is taken by the bank. So I'm going to subtract $7.50. And then super exciting, I earned 89 cents in interest. So I'm going to add 89 cents to find my present balance. Okay, so type all of that in your calculator. And you should get a present balance of $596.66. Okay, now we're going to try a few more. And we're given a previous balance, we're given all of this, and then we have to find our present balance for each of these. So just as a reminder, deposits are added interest is added, but withdrawals are subtracted and service fees are subtracted. Okay, so we do this first one together. I'm going to take 126 and I'm going to add $315.87. From that, I'm going to subtract $128.95. I earned 5 cents in interest, so that I'm going to add. And then the last thing I'm going to do is subtract my $6 service fee. So my present balance is $306.97. All right, I would like you to go ahead and try letter B on your own. So when starting with $428, I added these two check amounts, both of them, and then I subtracted 2 checks, and then I added the interest, and then I subtracted the service fee. Okay, if that one confused you a little bit, that's okay. I'm going to give you an opportunity to redeem yourself and go ahead and try part C, okay? This means you add both of these. This means you subtract all 3 of these. All right, go ahead and give it a try. All right, you should have had $1,247.36. So again, I'm adding this one, I'm adding this one, but I'm subtracting the withdrawals and I'm subtracting those bank service fees. All right, outstanding checks and deposits are checks or deposits that appear on your register but did not reach the bank in time for your statement. So that means like maybe you wrote a check at the very last day of the month, okay? That check may not clear before that statement comes out, so it's considered outstanding. Okay, so these usually have a box around them. I must have missed my box here. To find our adjusted balance, okay, we are going to take the statement balance, subtract the outstanding checks or debit card purchases, and then add the outstanding deposits. So anything that is outstanding just means that it happened. Maybe you made a, I don't know, paid a bill on a Friday, but the statement was mailed out on that Friday. So therefore, you made that transaction too close to where that got mailed to you. So therefore, it's not going to be on that statement. But you still want to make sure you have an accurate depiction of how much money you have in your account. So therefore, you want to make sure you're still subtracting that, okay? So what the heck am I talking about here? Let's try an example. It says Samantha's bank statement shows a balance of $498.75. She compares her statement to her check register and finds the following outstanding items. So she has 2 outstanding checks and she has 2 outstanding deposits. And remember, outstanding just means it's not showing up on the statement because it came too close, okay? So this is what her statement said. It says that she had $498.75 in her account. But she knows that she wrote a check for $112.43. She wrote another check for $237.76. She also deposited $598.90 along with $40.87. So type that in your calculator, and you'll find that her adjusted balance was $788.76. So this is how much money is actually in her account. Her statement is just a little bit off because of those transactions that just happened a little bit too close to when that statement was printed. All right. Reconciliation statement. Your bank statement shows a balance of $587.34. Your check register shows a balance of $576.98. Okay, so notice that these are not the same. That's a problem. When comparing your check register and bank statement, you found that you have outstanding checks and outstanding deposits. So again, just things that are not on that statement. Looks like you have 2 outstanding checks and an outstanding deposit. So remember, checks, oops, wrong pen there, are going to be subtracted from your account. Deposits are going to be added to account. Your bank paid you 55 cents in interest, but you were also charged $5.25 in service fees. Okay, so this is what is called a reconciliation statement, and we're just trying to figure out how much money is now actually in your account. Okay, so we're just filling out these pieces. Whoops, didn't like that. We're just filling out these pieces with the numbers here and figuring out what our adjusted balance is going to be. So first, service charges. We had a service charge of $5.25. Okay, number 2 is asking for your interest. So remember, interest is added, and we earned 55 cents in interest. All right, so we want to know the total outstanding checks and debits. So I'm going to look at my checks, and I'm going to do $31.89 plus $78.92. So the total amount of checks spent is $110.81. My total deposits, well, I only had one, for $95.75. All right, so now the goal of this reconciliation is, because notice our check register balance did not match our statement balance. So we are hoping that when we do this reconciliation, that our total here is going to be the same as our total over here for number 6, that it will not let me highlight. Okay, so first, I'm going to take my $576.98, subtract $525, and add the 0.55. And my new balance here is $572.28. Okay, usually you wouldn't write this on here. I just wanted to show you the work I was doing. All right, now I'm going to take my $587.34 and subtract the $110.81 and add $95.75. Type that in your calculator, and I got $572.28. So now, nothing to worry about. My two balances match each other, and that is called reconciling your bank account.